Where's Vice President Kamala Harris? She is anywhere but at the southern border. In the 3 weeks since President Biden tapped Ms. Harris to take charge of the migrant crisis, the vice president has avoided traveling to the border region, let alone holding a press conference about the thorny issue. Former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley tweeted, "Where is Kamala? Hint. Still not at the border. What is Ms. Harris's role this week?" The White House seemed to go out of its way to credit others in the administration for an agreement with Mexico, Honduras and Guatemala to set up more security personnel at their borders to slow migration. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, "As with any diplomatic discussion, these discussions happen at several levels. We have an envoy who has discussions with the region. We've had Border Coordinator Roberta Jacobson working for a period of time to help have these discussions with the region about what steps can be taken to help reduce the number of migrants who are coming to the United States-Mexico border." The White House said. Ms. Harris did speak last week with Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador and thanked him for his cooperation on migration issues. She also provided an update on United States humanitarian aid in Central America and in late March spoke by phone with Guatemalan President Alejandro Giammattei. The vice president's first public event Tuesday was a White House event devoted to Black maternal health. Ms. Harris used the forum first to speak about the fatal police shooting of a 20-year-old black man, Dante Wright, in Minnesota over the weekend. The vice president said, "Folks will keep dying if we don't fully address racial injustice and inequities in our country, from implicit bias to broken systems." The White House has avoided describing the surge of migrants at the border as a crisis, but Ms. Harris did use the term while talking about health care for pregnant black women. She said, "Black women in our country are facing a maternal health crisis. Black women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth than other women. We know the primary reasons why: systemic racial inequities and implicit bias." She said the administration is budgeting $30 million this year for implicit bias training for healthcare providers, and called on elected officials at every level everywhere to address the problem. Ms. Harris said, "It cannot be for black women alone to fight for their rights and to fight for their dignity." Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers from border states are accusing the vice president of making a half-hearted effort to address the surge of migrants. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, California Republican, last week requested a classified briefing on 2 Yemeni terrorism suspects caught at the border and suggested that Ms. Harris attend. He said she could benefit from a briefing. Representative Andy Biggs, Arizona Republican tweeted, "No press conference. No trip to the border. No plan. No transparency. The epitome of incompetence. Some are even claiming her inattention is deliberate." Representative Ronnie Jackson, Texas Republican, said, "A few phone calls with foreign leaders ain't going to cut it." Mr. Jackson tweeted, "Why hasn't Vice President Kamala Harris visited the border yet? She wants the crisis to continue. It's more Democrat voters for her 2024 presidential campaign." Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich agreed with that theory. He said this week on Fox and Friends, "They want the border to be open. Go back and look at the presidential primary debates. They are all in favor of open borders. They are all in favor of eliminating ICE. They are all in favor of eliminating any threat to sanctuary cities." Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich has invited Ms. Harris to take a tour of the border this month. He told the vice president, "You have to see and smell and feel the circumstances of people to really understand them." At an event in Edinburgh, Texas, last week, Representative Burgess Owens, Utah Republican, called on the White House to take charge of the crisis more visibly. Mr. Owens said, "To President Biden and Vice President Harris, get some backbone. Get some compassion. Come down to the border and see what mess you've made.